Oh, what's up, everybody? Kind of an odd time, I guess, but it's a chance I had to go live. Looks like we might be having to move a little bit anyway. So I thought I'd give everybody an update on the past day or two. Yesterday, uh, yesterday we walked a lot. We left the trail a little bit, and I saw a place called Wolf Creek Falls waterfall, and about 3 miles south of the trail where we were. So we hopped off of the trail, went to the Chattahoochee National Forest, found the waterfalls, and then the weather started looking bad, and it's this little gorge, and I knew that there would be some good fishing water on down, so we just kept walking. Anyway, finally ended up making it to Hot Springs, North Carolina, and we ended up doing 15 miles yesterday. So that was more than I ever intended on going any day, and I know I'm a little bit sore. Copper's a little bit sore. So today I figured, one, so I'd actually have some service to do a live, and two, because I've been meaning to. I mean, that's what part of what I did yesterday was looking for a spot to fish. But we're in Hot Springs, and I actually just went to a campground. There's lots of good trout water. I've got the French Broad River behind me here. We might fish in that a little bit, but there's a lot of really good streams around the area in the French Broad, or around the French Broad here. So we are going to do some fishing today. The site was for 2 days, but I don't think we'll stay for 2 days. And it looks like maybe I might actually get a couple lives in, because it seems like I found a spot where there's some service. Didn't have an issue with that. So I've got to finish setting up camp. It's kind of a mess, but I kind of want to fish too. So I figured while I did a live, I get my fly rod and everything set up and give you guys all the updates. So yeah, Copper, he was out last night. He was not happy. Well, he was happy, but he was tired. And so now he's recovered a little bit, and I say he's sore, but probably really more using him as an excuse. Copper's sore, so you know I got to make sure and not walk Copper too hard. Hey, that's my story. But yeah, it's been a interesting few days, to say the least. Well, it's day 6, and things are going good. We finally got, oh, hi Copper, this is a table. Copper wanted to be in the live, apparently. I should have shortened his leash up a little bit. No, those are mine. He is still tired today. Yeah, a lot of stuff has been getting easier, you know, as far as got through the worst of you know, wanting a beer and wanting a cigarette. So, you know, that was a lot of it. And now it's just a matter of walking and, you know, get things worked out. So a lot of the therapy that I wanted to do was going to be fishing, and there's actually not fishing on the trail. The trail, you know, all follows the high ground. It follows the ridge lines. So you do have to leave the trail a little bit in order to to find good fishing, but not far. Like I said, we walked. We're about 3 miles south of the trail, but the way we came around, we're actually right back at the trailhead in Hot Springs. So it put us a little bit out of the way, and got some good leads on some little streams and stuff. And so that's, you know, kind of what I'm going to be doing, taking my notes, and anybody that wants to fish the Appalachian Trail, maybe my notes will help them walk the trail and find a spot to get off and fish. And plus, you know, for me, fishing is therapeutic. So that's what this walk's all about. But you can see the weather's a little dreary. It sprinkled a little bit today. This morning, I think the worst of it's blown over. I mean, it's really nice. I'm gonna be fishing anyway and getting wet. I think it's gonna be nice for the next week or so. Just some little thunderstorms and whatnot. So anyway, yep, I think today we're going to fish and just relax, and then tomorrow we're going to walk about 5 or 6 miles to Laurel Creek, or the Laurel River, which we'll walk the AT for about 3 or 4. We'll walk the AT for about 3 or 4 miles, and then again, go off just a little bit. But it won't be any big deal. So I've got to decide, and I might start with that little spot. That looks like a pretty decent little spot right there. Don't even have to get wet. I can stand off the bank. Don't know how much trout's in the French Broad. I was talking to some people up here. They said there's some trout, but some smallmouth. There's stuff in there. Well, wish your dad the best of luck there, Ramona. Yeah, so the walk's going really good. We're not walking today. For everybody just joining in, we're not walking today. We walked about 15 miles yesterday. So we are going to kind of relax a little bit today and do some fishing. Even staying in the campground so we can do some laundry and maybe get a couple good hot meals in. Yeah, we didn't really mean to. It just kind of, the weather and 15 miles was not in the plans. It just kind of happened. So, let me grab. Of course, I had to track down a local fishing outfitter here in Hot Springs and talk to them a little bit, grab some flies. The nice thing about fly fishing is it's not heavy. So I can buy some fishing equipment, only weighs just a little bit. You never have too many flies. Well, not these kinds. Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping to catch some fish too, since we're sitting here, or since we're here at an actual campground. I'm really hoping that today or tomorrow we do catch some, because I've got a little fire pit right there. And it'll be easy. I've got a grate and everything, so it'll be easy to be able to, it'll be real easy to be able to get some, or cook some fish. Pretty good, actually. Hasn't been too bad as far as the cravings. Once I got through the worst of it, like even being here in the town, it hasn't been bad. I've behaved myself, so not as bad as I kind of anticipated. Copper's digging a hole after worms. Oh no, if I have a fly that works well, there's no way I'm going to tell Robert what it is. Until after our fishing competition anyway. Why would I tell Robert what works? Sandra, you know I wouldn't do that. We got a competition to take care of. So I saw some guys fishing down there, and they said that well, this is a different river, but a creek right down the road, and they said that they were hitting on some, they weren't fly fishing, they were fishing with a spinner, but they had like little white grubs on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on this big floating hopper bug here, because if there's bass in this river, then this will work good for a bass. And then I want to use some tippet line, and I want to tie this little bitty white nymph on below it, because he said they seem to be after white, which with it being cloudy, that makes sense. So I'll take some, take my tippet line here, and we're just going to cut about a foot off. And I'm going to tie my dropper. This is my floater, a top water, and I want to have a dropper under it. So I'm going to tie this line to my hook here, and I'm going to tie my little sinking fly to the end of this, so it'll go down about 2 feet in the water. I can't tell if it's raining or if it's just dripping out of the trees, because it was raining earlier. Nothing about being in town, get some sweet tea. But yeah, everything's been going pretty good. Definitely a little bit better after I dropped a little bit of weight out of my pack. And I haven't seen Mark on here yet, but I did end up buying something else today. Copper, can we stay away from fishing stuff? The tent that was lent to me was like a mummy style tent. I think you guys saw it. You know, it's only about this high, and kind of hard for me to get in and out of, especially after a hard day walking. And this guy right here, getting over and laying on the edges and knocking it over. So we did spend a little bit of money, and we bought a bigger, a little bit bigger tent. It's still light, but it's really just taller, so I can set up in it instead of have to lay down. It'll be easier getting out of, and maybe he won't knock it over as bad. He doesn't try to get out. He actually behaves really well, but he starts rolling over when he gets grumpy and really tired, and he starts rolling over. Oh yeah, I love to catch some fresh fish. In French Broad here, there's everything from catfish, smallmouth bass, where we're at, and there are some trout. It's a little bit warm, but all the little streams going into it have a lot of trout. So we're just going to fish right here for a minute and see what happens, and then because I don't have to get wet, and then we'll move on to some of the little creeks. But before I really leave, I've got to finish getting my tent set up so I can get all my all the camping spot and everything set up. And I love fly fishing, but I tell you, after messing my hands up and cutting off fingers and arthritis, it is not as easy to tie a lot of these little things as it used to be. Luckily, I can still see. Can't hear anything, and I'm all busted up, but my eyesight's still good. So the one thing I got going for me. All right, so I've got my dry fly here, my little water bug, and he's just easy to see. But I think what they'll probably actually be hitting on a little bit. Copper is enjoying his day off too. Not really sure what he's going after in that hole, but he's going after it. Hey, he's enjoying himself. So now I'll take my little bitty tiny nip here. Hello Mitchell, how you do it? Ow. Copper just ran into the table. He is crazy. Mostly he's lazy, but when he is crazy, he's crazy. But he's like a firecracker. He'll be crazy for about 10 minutes, and then he's going to lay down and pass out. All right. Here we go. So I've got my hopper and I've got my dropper, and here in a few minutes, once I finish doing the not fun stuff and getting camp set up, we will be ready to get a line in the water. I'm glad I brought that. Sorry, trying to keep an eye on the comments here. And make sure copper doesn't dig too big of a hole. That tent was probably a little bit of extra weight, or that tarp, and I almost didn't bring it, or almost dropped it. I almost left it back when I was readjusting, but it weighs about 1.5 pounds, but I knew it would come in handy. So I'm really glad that I decided to keep that big tarp, because now it'll be easy. Now I can put the tent under that. We'll have somewhere to sit in case it does rain a little bit more today. I really don't know what's down there, but he is going to kill that tree root, and he's enjoying his bone. Copper, what are you doing, huh? He's about a knucklehead. Oh, hey, Mom, you guys made it back. No, get Copper. So I can show you guys a little bit around. I've had, crap. I don't know why he's on a table. So I've been able to stop and get, here and there and charge it up, but I have a power bank, and hopefully the sun comes out soon, because I need to charge my power bank. So I'll hook up my solar panels into my power bank, and it's probably getting enough sun to actually start charging. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Bear with me just a second. All right, so people were asking how I keep everything charged, and these new the new solar panels do pretty good. I'm making everybody seasick. I'm sorry. So the new solar panels that they have now do decent, even in even though it's not sunny. They still work pretty good with ambient light. So back over here to my box of cords, and this is some of the heavy stuff that I had to some other reasons my pack's so heavy is because of stuff that most people wouldn't have to carry, as far as, solar chargers and GoPro batteries and such as that. So yeah, you can see I've got my green lights on. So even though it's overcast and cloudy, Copper, off. Even though it's overcast and cloudy, and I've got a Copper being crazy, Copper. There's another dog walking by. Copper pot. And he wants to play. All right. Well, if I can get the right thing hooked up here. There we go. And now you can see, maybe you can see it, my little light's flashing. And even though it is a little bit overcast, I'm not charging like full capacity right now, like as much as this solar panel can charge. But set it over here out of Copper's reach, and now my power bank is charging up, and then I'll use my power bank to charge my phone. And everything else. So pretty cool little stuff that they've come out with. Makes things makes life easier as far as electronics. The only bad thing is you do have all these cords and all this kind of stuff that you've got to carry around. So now what I was doing before people were asking about, I thought I'd show you guys that. I can get, oh, there we go. So this is the French Broad River. And it's nice because the camp, you know, my campsite's right there. So I'll be able to have the tent open up and hear the river. And I think right here under this little tree, I think I'll throw the line out. Be one of the first places I start. Looks pretty promising. I don't like getting out in real big water like that. I'm more of a stream kind of a person. But right here, I'll get off the bank and fish this little spot. And nothing else, there might be some little bass or some catfish in there. I'm kind of impartial. If it's a fish, I'm happy. Yeah, we're definitely going to stay today. We'll stay part of the day tomorrow. I've got the camp spot tomorrow, but I know myself I'll get a little bit anxious and bored and want to take off, because there's another really good trout stream about 5 miles from here, but it's further than I want to walk and then have to walk back. So we'll hit them as we go. But yeah, just wanted to check in. As one reason we walked so far yesterday is to get any service, because I was kind of dumb when we left the trail. I didn't tell mom or dad or my wife or anybody I was leaving the trail that day, and so I wanted to get somewhere I had service so I could be like, hey, I'm 3 miles south of where you would look for the body if I don't get back. You know, the dead body rule. That's how we are with our kids and my mom and dad and everything. Just make sure we know where to look, you know, if anything happens. So I wanted to make sure I could tell everybody where I was to be safe like that. And I'm drinking extra sweet tea, Pure Leaf extra sweet tea. It's pretty good. Yeah, its forecast isn't bad. It's supposed to actually, it's just overcast. It's drizzling today. It's supposed to clear out here in just a little while and get sunny again. And Sandra, pan fry, I think, yeah, it'll be garlic, a little bit of oil on my tin foil just over the fire. So maybe you can get a river rock and do it on a river rock. So it'll be pretty good. Nope, no alcohol for me. Just Pure Leaf sweet tea, extra sweet tea. Maybe if I was going to drink, I'm not a Jack kind of person, so you wouldn't have to worry about me drinking that. But yeah, you can see he was, like I said, he is crazy, but he's like a firecracker. So he did his 5 minutes of crazy, and now he's laying on the table sleeping. It's actually not that high. You can see where it was higher a couple weeks ago. It's not low. It's a little bit higher than I want to get in the Big River. So we'll go down to some Spring Creek and a couple other creeks. Just within about half a mile to a mile of here, there's going to be about 4 different really good stock trout streams and some native trout streams. So that's going to be awesome. Don't have to go far. And with the I'm going to set the tent up, so I'm putting my bag and everything in the tent. And since we're here in a campground, you know, I won't have to carry the tent, or I won't have to carry my big bag. I feel really good. I feel a lot better. Not gonna lie, I'm sore, and from 15 miles I got bruises. Pretty good. from the long trip yesterday, and especially since a lot of that walk yesterday was beating brush, because I knew where I wanted to go, and it was through the national forest, and there's supposedly a trail, but there wasn't really a trail. So I just followed my map, and we kind of went off road a little bit. Yeah, Copper doesn't wear his vest at night. His vest comes off at night. Well, that might sprinkle again, but that's okay. That's why we set the tarp up. Pretty much anytime we stop, the vest comes off. Why do you have to lay on the solar panel? He has to lay on something. We'll have to move the solar panel again. Copper, please don't break those. You silly. I actually brought him a little, yeah, I know, right? That's exactly what he's doing. The last thing I need right now. No, that's the whole point. That's why he needs to do. He needs to recharge. So I'm thinking I might have to go, I brought him a little bit of bedroll out, because I got a new one. The one I had, I kind of cheaped on. It was one of those foam ones, like real cheap foam ones. And the first couple nights, yeah, I was hurting. I can't sleep on the ground like I used to. So we went and got a better bedroll, and then I cut some of the foam bedroll for him, because he steals it. First thing he does, he steals the bedroll. And so he's got his own little piece now. And this is one of your essential pieces of equipment for fly fishing, is your little lanyard. So we got our forceps for getting any fish off, and our fingernail clippers, fly dressings, all that kind of stuff, and all hangs right there around your neck so you can get to it. And other than that, all you need is just a little thing you can carry with a few flies. So that's one of the nice things about fly fishing, is you can do it light, and you don't have to have a whole lot of stuff. What was that? Yeah, well, he'll go lay under the tent here in just a second. I'm gonna go stake him out under the tent while I'm right there. He'll probably want to play. He'll be a little bit tired. He'll be a little bit tired here in a minute, and I doubt he'll want to get in the water right now. But he will definitely be getting in the water at some point tonight. I know my dog. So that water's moving fast, so he'll have his harness on and be tied up. Yeah, Aiden's doing well. He sent some pictures of some areas a lot prettier than here. Well, pretty in a different way, but a lake that's about 10,000 feet, still half iced over and whatnot yesterday. There's a dog walking by again. So he's really enjoying Yellowstone. I think he's enjoying work, or he starts work on Monday. I think he's a little bit homesick, which is good for him to get out there, because his grandma and grandpa are out there. So before he heads to college, gives him a little practice being away from home. And Caroline and Michaela are doing really good. They haven't really had any issues. They're just busy swimming. It's that time of year, long course season, so Caroline's coaching, Michaela's swimming, and they only have a couple months during long course before the state championships start. So really, they don't see me much. I don't see them much in the summer anyway, because it's 5 hours a day swimming. I talked to Caroline. They were a little bit disappointed because it thundered and lightened down in Georgia yesterday. They got kicked out of the pool, and they got kicked out just about 400 yards short of doing 8,000 yards yesterday. So that's a little bit more swim. No, not 8,000 yards, 8,000 meters. because it's meters right now. So 8,000 meters. And I'm telling you, that's a long way swimming. So those kids are going to be in good shape by the end of the summer. It's raining out of the trees. All right, everybody. Well, I think on that note, I am going to hop off of here and go see if I can't get lucky and snag a fish. Copper's going to knock off my phone. Copper says goodbye, and we'll be back. We'll actually be able to do 2 lives today. One nice thing about being a spa with good service. So hopefully around dinner time, with any luck, I'll do a live while we're cooking up some trout. So I'll see you guys later on this evening. Thanks for tuning in, guys.